Hello, students! In today's class, we're going to dive into a really important topic in English grammar, conditional sentences, which you might also know as if clauses. We're going to see how the meaning of a sentence can completely change just based on the time frame we use. So, let's get started.
First, take a look at these two sentences on your screen. At first glance, they look almost the same, don't they? But you know what? They tell a completely different story about Raju. Just one small change in the verb changes the entire meaning. We're about to find out exactly why. ఈ రెండు వాక్యాలను చూడండి. అవి చాలా సారూప్యంగా కనిపిస్తున్నాయి, కానీ రాజు గురించి భిన్నమైన కథను చెబుతున్నాయి. ఎందుకని? క్రియలో ఒక చిన్న మార్పు మొత్తం అర్థాన్ని ఎలా మారుస్తుందో ఇప్పుడు తెలుసుకుందాం.
So, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a conditional sentence? Well, it's pretty simple. A conditional sentence describes a condition and the result of that condition. Think of it like this. If this happens, then that will happen. For example, if it rains, we will stay home. The condition is the rain and the result is staying home.
కండిషనల్ సెంటెన్స్ అంటే ఏమిటి? కండిషనల్ సెంటెన్స్ అంటే ఒక పరిస్థితి మరియు దాని ఫలితాన్ని వివరించే వాక్యం. ఇది సాధారణంగా ఈ నిర్మాణాన్ని అనుసరిస్తుంది. ఏదైనా జరిగితే అప్పుడు మరొకటి జరుగుతుంది. ఉదాహరణకు, వర్షం పడితే మేము ఇంట్లోనే ఉంటాము. ఇక్కడ పరిస్థితి వర్షం పడితే మరియు ఫలితం మేము ఇంట్లోనే ఉంటాము.
Now, there are three main types of conditional sentences that we're going to focus on today. There's type 1, which talks about a real possibility. Then there's type 2, which we use for an imaginary situation. And finally, type 3, which is all about expressing a regret about something in the past. Let's explore each one of these. To really understand this, we're going to take just one situation and see how we can talk about it using all three of these conditional types. Our first example is a simple one. It's about a bird and a cage. All right, let's start with the first conditional. The structure here is if plus a verb in the present tense, and the result uses will plus the main verb. We use this for things that are real, possible situations. For example, if you leave the door of the cage open, the bird will fly out. This is a very real possibility, right? It could actually happen.
ఈ పరిస్థితి ఇప్పుడు లేదా భవిష్యత్తులో నిజంగా జరిగే అవకాశం ఉంది.
Now, let's look at the second conditional. Notice how the structure changes. It's if plus the past tense, and the result uses would plus the verb. We use this for imaginary or unlikely situations. If you left the door of the cage open, the bird would fly out. See, here we are just imagining this situation. It's not real, it's a hypothetical idea. Idi oka ఊహాత్మక పరిస్థితి.
And finally, we have the third conditional. The structure for this one is if plus had plus the past participle, the third form of the verb. The result part is would have plus the past participle. We use this to talk about past events that we cannot change, and often to express a feeling of regret. If you had left the door of the cage open, the bird would have flown out. What this really means is that in the past, you did not leave the door open, so the bird did not fly out. The chance is gone. ఈ సంఘటన గతంలో జరిగిపోయింది మరియు దానినిప్పుడు మనం మార్చలేము.
Excellent work! Do you see how the meaning changes completely? Let's practice this pattern one more time with our second example, the one we saw at the very beginning about Raju's education. Okay, with type 1, we say, if Raju comes to school every day, he will improve his grades. This is a real possibility. It tells us that the school year isn't over yet, and Raju still has a real chance to improve. Rajuku inka markulu మెరుగుపరుచుకునే అవకాశం ఉంది. Now with type 2, the sentence becomes, if Raju came to school every day, he would improve his grades. This suggests something different. It's an imaginary situation, because the reality is that Raju doesn't come to school regularly. We're just imagining what could happen if he changed his ways. Raju సాధారణంగా ప్రతిరోజు స్కూల్కు రావడం లేదు. ఇది ఒక ఊహ మాత్రమే. And finally, in type 3, we say, if Raju had come to school every day, he would have improved his grades. This one is about the past. It means the school year is already over. Raju did not come regularly, and because of that, he did not improve his grades. We are looking back at a past situation with regret, a situation that can no longer be changed. పాఠశాల సంవత్సరం ఇప్పటికి ముగిసింది, ఆ అవకాశం ఇప్పుడు లేదు. Great, you're getting the hang of it. Let's do one final quick example just to make sure we've mastered this. This one is about attending a function. For type 1, if I attend the function, I will enjoy the performances. This sounds like a real future possibility. I am thinking about going, and it might happen. For type 2, if I attended the function, I would enjoy the performances. Now, this is just an imaginary situation. Maybe I know I can't go, but I'm just thinking about what it would be like. And for type 3, if I had attended the function, I would have enjoyed the performances. This tells us the function is over. I did not go, and now I'm looking back and wishing I had. So, let's quickly summarize everything. As you can see in this helpful table, type 1 is for a real possibility, using the present tense and will. Type 2 is for an imaginary situation, using the past tense and would. And type 3 is for a past regret, using had with a past participle and would have. Really, understanding these timeframes is the secret to choosing the correct structure. కాలాన్ని సరిగా అర్థం చేసుకుంటే సరైన కండిషనల్ వాక్యాన్ని ఉపయోగించడం చాలా సులభం. The most important thing to remember from our lesson today is this. The very same situation can have a completely different meaning depending on the time frame. You just have to ask yourself, is it a real possibility now or in the future? Is it an imaginary situation in the present? Or is it an unreal situation in the past? Answering that question is the key. So, the next time you use the word if when you're speaking or writing English, just pause for a moment and ask yourself this simple question. Is my situation real, imaginary, or in the past? If you do that, it will help you choose the correct words every single time. Thank you.